Okay. Can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. Still nothing. I could be swearing. Can anyone hear me now? Echoing? Okay, I know why it's echoing. That's all right. Okay, now can you hear me? Okay, now can you hear me and there's no echoing? Is that better? Can but echo. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Okay, much better. All right. Okay. Phew. I don't know. If in doubt, restart. So that's what I did. Okay. All right. Let's see if we get through this tonight without that stupid modem internet dropping out again. All right. Okay. So hope we've had all had a good week. Weather's been up and down, but not too bad. Not too hot here. Not too cold. A few showers of rain, which is good for the garden. Excellent. All right, so fairly quick one tonight because everyone's here for Matilda's last dinner. She flies back to uni tomorrow in Adelaide. She's just has to get back Friday night and move house on the weekend and clean the house and hand it back on Tuesday. So she's got a big weekend ahead of her. And yeah, a few things have just happened. So we've had her for 4 weeks and now she's going back. So if you've seen her in the shop, thank you very much. Hopefully she's been nice to you. And otherwise she's gone for another year. So we'll miss my little baby. It's okay. So our gin of the week. I know I had forgotten and they reminded me as I ran into the room. You haven't got your gin. Hi, Vicky. I'm not sure about the weather today. Been asleep. Wow, does that mean you're working tonight, Fiona? Okay. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Glenda. Okay, Joe's left today. 6 a.m. flight over to Tucson, Arizona for 3.5 weeks. So if replies to emails and messages and things aren't as quick as normal, that's because Donna and Lauren are holding the fort and juggling time with other commitments and things. So we'll try and keep up with orders and things, but they might just be a bit slower. Sandra's also away, so we're pretty light-handed. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Glenda. Sav Blanc tonight, Catherine. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Ellie. So I went to find, hi, Mark. I went to find a gin that I hadn't had, and I remembered my naughty and nice. Remember I had naughty? So I decided to try nice because clearly I'm nice. I'm a nice person. Surely I am. Hi, Helen. So this is the nice festive gin, and it's not Christmas anymore, and it was a festive gin. I should have had them all over Christmas. But this is the Drifters End Distilling Company. They're just out at Cambridge on the way to Richmond in southern Tasmania, and it's the nice festive gin, and we had the naughty before. So let's try this. Back tonight for 5 nights. Oh, lucky you. Hi, Joe. Let me see if I can get it open. Okay. Bit of a wee dram in there. Into my soda water. Oh, that's a bit aniseedy. That was the first flavour I got. A bit of sort of aniseedy sort of flavour, which is not my favourite, but it's not too bad. Quite refreshing. It doesn't have anything on it to tell me what the botanicals are, but maybe it is just juniper. But anyway, quite refreshing. Cheers to you all. Okay, as I said, not a huge amount to show you tonight because I can't put too much work onto poor Lauren and Donna anyway. And it was a very quick get ready today. But I have some new fabrics to unbox. Hi, Joe. Hi, Gwen. Oh, you did go to that one, Cindy? Very good. You may just be going there again. All right, we have some new Tim Holtz fabrics. Well, we haven't bought any Tim Holtz for a while, but he brought out a new collection in colorways. I don't know if you know Tim Holtz very well, but he started off as a paper crafts scrapbooking type designer. And he does lots of lovely things like that. Let me change to the overhead. Hi, Jeannie. The other issue tonight is my mouse is not being very active. Okay, so here we are. Oh, that color is pretty good, actually. So this is sort of, so he's brought out this new range and it's all in colorways. So we just got a few from the pink colorway because that's very different for him. He usually does very rustic, almost like antiqued browns and things like that. Hi, Mary. Happy New Year. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Ange. Am I starting to lag? It's when I change over cameras, isn't it? So fingers crossed. So anyway, this is the main feature print, which is sort of this collagey thing of all vintage cards, postcards and cards and writing and photographs and things. So that's quite nice. Was that a hint? Oh, you may have caught that hint there, Fiona. Yeah, would be great bag fabric. So that's the first one. And then here's a good contrast. So I probably just ordered 3, enough to make a bag. Hi, Peter. So then there's this like really murky, vintagey, dusty pink with a few rust stains in it. And then it's got all sort of typeface on it. So all like printing typeface. So that's really nice, isn't it? So that would be a nice contrast or a lining or a pocket for your bag. And then the third one, I'm assuming we only ordered 3 because only 3 came, is this lovely vintage antique floral, all over floral. So hi, Wanda, late, never mind. So that's really pretty as well. So that could make your lining, that could be your feature fabric, and that could be your outer, your bag. They're nice, aren't they? Obviously, I thought they were nice enough to order. Hi, Karen. If I stand them on end, you might get to 3. See all 3 at once there. So I'll put the link in there on the website already. They're not coming in cheap, that's for sure, but they are very stunning. Yeah, and we thought that'd be nice. We often get asked for Tim Holtz, and there's very little left in the shop. Good for fussy cutting. That would be good for fussy cutting, actually, because it's a very even repeat. Yes. I think they're nice. They're very nice. Okay. Now, as I said, I haven't got much at all to show you tonight. But let's just go back to here. Okay. So, the quilt behind me on the wall is Marmalade on Toast. You saw it being made all of last year, block by block. And I realized I hadn't actually officially launched it and written the pattern. Yeah, he's done fabric for quite a few years, Cindy, but did switch over from papercraft. Yeah, so scrapbooking papers and things. So Marmalade on Toast is now available to order or purchase. And the way I've done it, because they're laser cut papers, but it was 16 blocks, and as you know, it took me a year to do in my spare time. But I know many of you said that you were waiting for it and wanted to do it. So what we've done was we've got the pattern, and then we've got the paper sets in blocks of 4. So you can just buy 4. So if you think you're just going to make a cushion or a small wall hanging, you buy 1 paper set. If you want to make a smaller quilt, you can buy 8 or 12. If you want to make the full thing, then you can buy the 16 blocks of papers. So you just buy them 1 set at a time. And then the same with the fabric requirements. I've listed those if you want to make Lauren, Donna and I decided it was easy to get down, but not so easy to get back up. Sorry, Lawrence has commented because she's realised I've taken it down from the shop today. It's up very high and it's a real pain. I might have to bring Matilda in tomorrow, Lauren, with the ladder to put it back up before she leaves. So you can buy, different size fabric packs as well. So you can buy 10-inch squares, fat eighths, fat quarters, or it has to be half meters if you want to make the whole thing. Anyway, they're all on the website, and I'll put the link in shortly if you wanted to try that. Yes, Donna, it was easy to take off. So that's marmalade on toast. The photograph on the pattern is pre-washing, so it's nice and crisp and white backgrounds. You can see my post-wash if you remember my dye bleeding story. Well, you've got time, Matilda. My dye bleeding story. So now it's nice. It's sort of grey and white backgrounds now. Still looks nice, but the original would have been all crisp, much lighter backgrounds, but at least it's nice and even, and no one will ever know. But yes, if you order the fabrics, it will be the original ones. Hi, Judy. Hi, Sharon. So that's marmalade on toast, and that is ready to order. Having said that, I know Lauren and Donna, the kits aren't cut yet. Then at the same time, I think I showed you this little one here. If you weren't quite so much into the big one, hi Sharon, it was take your pick. Come back to here. So for all of you who did the sew along last weekend, hi Beverly, I'm trying to think, baby. I just saw you. Has Sue been trying to get in touch with you by email, maybe, and it's not getting through to you? Just check that one about chicks. I don't know if it's you or Naomi. Anyway, one of you. So take your pick. So if you did the sew along last Sunday, we'll talk about that in a minute, and learned the grid piecing technique, then this uses. There's another little project you can make using the grid piecing technique. So you can just make it from scraps, or you can get kits for that as well. Or if you were doing marmalade on toast, you'd have the same fabrics. You'd have probably enough scraps left over. Or you can just use your stash. I've done it all in the citrus coners, but you could do that in just any fabrics from your stash, any floral fabrics, anything that you like. Make it in your own style. You can do it in French General, you could do it in reproductions, anything you like. So it's just a very stylized flower garden. And the pattern comes, oh, Peter, if you received all the others, then part 5 went to you, but it got stuck somewhere, either by your server, because, they all went from our end. So you either got all or none. There's no way you couldn't get, if you just get some. Sharon's just doing the binding. Excellent. Oh, Marg. It'll turn up when you start up with something else. This one, take your pick. The pattern comes with all the pre-cut papers. So it's just orange peels and 1-inch circles and 2-inch circles. So quite easy sizes, comes together quite quick. And then I've just hand quilted around it with the Wonderfeel Pearl 8 threads. So, oops, it's in my thing there. So, but you can use anything you like to put around them. Okay, so that's called Take Your Pick. I've just made it into a little wall hanging. You could make it into a big European cushion as well, but I was making that for market. One to show the grid piecing technique, and 2, obviously, easily to do the easy EPP shapes. Yeah. You don't really need to print them out, Fiona. You just need to read the email for each step. There was only once that you print. There was something to print out, which was the layout guide. Yeah. Okay. What happened to my mouse? that it? No, that's an old one. Oh. What did I just do with my mouse? That must be it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yes, if you're in Gmail, it will put it in your promotional tab. That's where it'll be. Yeah, always can be finished. Excellent. And now I'll grab that. I brought the finished one to show you. Bit of sisterly love happening out there. Okay, so this is my finished one. You can see it there. And don't panic too much if your points aren't perfect, because mine aren't either. Whoops, I need to zoom out a bit, don't I? Come on. Everything's on go slow here. That's all right. All right, so we can see one. Now, someone was putting their, might have been Sharon, putting their trees all up the one direction. If you've got like a one directional table, then and it would work, because there's your join there, so you can put all the trees up the same direction if you're going to put it on a mantle or a side table or something, and look at it both ways. If you're going to put it down the middle of like of a dining table or something, then I put them each direction so that they're going both directions and it wasn't directional. And they also look like they're intersecting each other, but they're not actually. There is just a seam there. Some people did it as 4 separate blocks. So kits can still be ordered, Fiona, yes, but it's too late to sign up for the sew along. So it will eventually probably turn into a pattern and go online. But yes, you can still order kits. So yeah, a lot of people are still posting things as they go, which is nice. In the Facebook group, we had about 600 people signed up, and there was probably only a dozen that was sharing with Facebook. So it's impossible for me to know how many people actually did make it or are going to make it. I'm assuming it won't be 600 people. But anyway, all of their emails will be sitting there in their inbox. As long as your inbox doesn't automatically clean itself after a week or something, then they will still be there saved. So if you've got a mail program set up to clean out emails after a certain time, make sure you save those emails, because they won't come again. It's great, Chris, to see. Well, it was really nice on the day to see people's progress. Some people started bright and early, even before I was ready with our little glitch. We're about 12 minutes late, I think. And it was really nice to see progress throughout the day for everyone. And also since, in the week since, people have been posting where they've gotten up to. So yes, definitely, when you get onto it anytime, even if it's a year's time, post it to the group so we can all have a look at it. So that was our little Christmas stitch along. That was last year's Christmas project that we did this year, but very early in the year. We'll see what happens this Christmas. Or if I might do a couple of other little simple sew-alongs through the year, because it actually was quite fun to do it. So we'll see. We'll see what this year brings, because it's already filling up very quick, and I know I've stopped Simply Charmed and Stitches Garden, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I can manage. Okay, so not to ramble on too much, I was just going to show you tonight from the Marmalade on Toast quilt, the little 1/4-inch circles. You probably can't even see them, they're so small. So there's 1/4-inch applique circles there. And I was going to show you how to make bias tape. And I know most of you have probably seen this, because I've demonstrated this many, many times, or several times. But we always have new people, or we always a refresher sometimes helps you just pick up a few things. So where did I put my goodies? here and here. Oh, looks like I had my starch bottle to bring. It looks like I didn't bring it. Turn my iron on. Right, I'm going to switch back over to the overhead, which might give us a bit of a lag, remember? Right, so in the actual pattern, I've actually cut applique paper stems, so very narrow, even less than, it's actually less than 1/4 inch applique paper stems. So you can do it that way, or I just thought I'd show you, so I've been the last couple of days designing a big new quilt, a very involved quilt that's got a lot of bias, curved bias in it. I just thought I'd run through using the bias maker again because it's so easy. I'm having trouble printing your email for trees. I'm not sure if it's my iPad. I'm not sure, Barb. It's just a PDF, and that's just for the layout. It's not the instructions. So you probably don't really need it. You can just look at the pictures or look at your email. It was just so you could print it and take it over to your bench with you while you're laying out your squares. But it's just a PDF, so it shouldn't be any different to anything else. Oh, and putting the pressure on yourself. But if you're not allowed to start anything else, then that will make you get them finished. She said she can't start anything else until she's finished quilting her last 5 charm square quilts. Hi, Deborah from Western Australia. Am I seeing you soon in a few weeks? I'm coming over. Am I seeing you? You coming to retreat or staycation? Hi, Judy. All right, so I'm going to make a 1/4 inch bias strip. And so I'm using a 1/4 inch bias maker, and I've cut my strip at 1/2 inch, so 2 times the width. Hello, Angela. Hello. Now, I just cut a piece on the straight grain today because that will work as well. But if you're going to be doing curved biases, then you would be cutting it on the bias grain. So that's 45 degrees from the edge of your fabric. Okay, so I've just cut it on the straight grain. And I've just cut it from a scrap, as you can see, because I've gone here into the selvage. So then what I do is I take my bias maker, and it sometimes helps to have it on a 45-degree angle. I just need a pin, and you pop it in that little slot there. See, it's got a little slot at the top there. And then this is a clover one. Some of the cheaper ones don't have this little slit here, but you want to get a pin and use that to just drag it through until it comes out this end here. Okay, so I want it stuck out that end there. Now, normally I would spray this with Best Press or even just water if you haven't got a steam iron, and it just holds it much better, particularly when it's only 1/4 inch, because there's the tiniest little bit of fabric folding over. Oh, nice, Janet. Where are you? Are you in the UK? I can't remember. Okay, but your sister is going. Oh, that'll be nice. Good. I think there's only a couple of spots left. It's pretty full, so that's good. All right, then I take my pin and pin the end into the fabric. Now, I normally do it with the folds down, so that means I can see the opening at the top there. And then I just take my iron, and remember I've got it steamed or wet already. So you just put your iron on there, and I don't even have any steam in the iron. And then as I'm pulling it along or pushing the iron along, or I could pull the maker along, I'm just making sure that this strip here stays exactly central in that opening there. So see, it fits perfectly on the width of that. So I want to make sure it stays exactly central. If it goes to the side, you're going to end up with a short turnover and a big turnover. And when it's so narrow, it's going to pop out. So if you've got a really long piece and you run out of ironing board, you just move it along, pin it again, and then keep going. So if you had to do meters and meters and meters of it, you can join them all together, join them with a bias seam so that the bulk of the seam is spread along the width a bit more, and you can just keep pulling that through like 10, 20 meters at a time. And you can see there, I've got my perfect little bias strip. That's actually stayed without the starch on it. It stayed down quite nicely. Some fabrics will stay home nicely. Okay, Janet, I thought you were. Well, I might see you in July, August maybe. And there's my perfect little bias strip with the two edges folded in there to the middle, if you can see that. Okay, so then I can just use little dots of my basting glue, my rock sands, put little dots along where the stem goes, and then stick that on top. Now, if I had to do curves, because it's on a straight grain, it doesn't curve around very easily, but if it was on the bias grain, then it would curve. You could stretch it around curves, and you just steam it down into place, and you'll get perfectly smooth curves as well. But this one can just be a nice straight stem, because we've used a straight strip across the width of the fabric, double the width of the bias maker. If you go any wider than double the width, it actually it causes a lot of trouble. It won't feed through smoothly, and it will start to crinkle up and not be nice and flat. So you want to be just exactly double the width, no more, no less. And then that should fit perfectly in there and come out half the size out that end. So that's how easy it is to make bias stems. Now, the next thing I thought I'd show you and also challenge myself, I was going to say 1/4 inch, but when I went for my circles, I've got a few different sizes here. And that one is actually, so I've ironed them on. So this one here is not even a 1/4 inch, it's even smaller. Let's see how we go. I'm going to challenge myself. So I'm going to cut out with about 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. And I've actually stuck 2 circles on top of each other, so it's a little bit stiffer. So it gives me a bit more of an edge to work so tiny. Can't remember what the word is there. In miniature, so smally. It's not smally, is not a word. Gosh, the family is noisy tonight. Okay. So other than our little starting glitch and my one little mistake where I said you should have ended up with 48 squares instead of 24, which wasn't a biggie because the cutting was correct, I think it went pretty smoothly. I think the day went pretty smoothly for the sew along on Sunday. I didn't have too many people emailing me saying they couldn't find their emails, and the couple that did eventually found them, probably in their promotions folder. All right, so I've cut them out with quite a small seam allowance. Now, I need a glue pan that's got glue in it. Let's hope one of these does. No. 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 One of them. Oh, no. One of them must. Let's see if I've got a glue refill I can use. Here we are. Okay, so while I'm at it, I'll show you again how I change a glue refill. So I'm going to wind the old one out as far as it'll go. The end's already off of it. Pop the new one on there and then wind it down until it stops. and then just take the top off. That way you won't break that glue refill before you've got it on. Okay, I'm going to start with the big one and do that with my nail to start with. I'm just going to zoom in a bit for you. Yes, I have too many, but too many to keep them all full too. You'd think one of them would be full. The one I'm using must be out near my... All right, about there. Okay. So I'm going to go around the edge of the paper, and I'm just going to use my nail, tiny pinch at a time. But I've got 2 layers of paper, so it's just going to feed nicely. I don't have to worry about folding the paper in and not getting a perfect circle because I ironed 2 layers on. It's a bit thicker, which makes it a bit stiffer in your quilt, but it's such a tiny little circle that it's not going to matter. Okay, so that's my first one. Now, if, oh, I hope I was on camera there. Hi, Liz. If I had any little points, it's not a problem. You can just sort those out when you're stitching it down. All right, let's try. All right, I'm going to be brave. We'll try this little one. Now, I'm going to put a bit of glue on the fabric as well as on the paper for this one. I don't normally do that, and it's going to make it harder when I'm stitching it, but just, it's so tiny. Just going to do a little bit. So again, a tiny little pinch at a time. Oops. It's very tiny. There it is. So it can be done. That one's like a 1/4 inch. Can be done. It's pretty round. Okay, but if that's too hard for you, then we can get our tools. There's my tools. There's 1, 2. And I'm just going to use the pointy end, okay? I'm going to hold it with that. I'm going to use the pointy end to just... Now, I'm actually going to get my... Where's my black mat gone? I'm sure I have... Oh, here it is. Just going to move this away and get my black mat. Who's tired because they've been out watching the tennis? Sorry, I'm a bit weary. Though last night's match was quick, but I did stay out and watch the doubles. They were fun. The doubles were fun. All right, let's come back to this black mat here. Are we in camera? Yes. Glue, and then one little point at a time. Okay, so if you can't do it with your thumb, you just do it with the tools. Let's try this tiny, tiny, tiny one here, which is less than a 1/4 inch. The challenge is on. Can I go even smaller than this? Problem is, if I laser cut smaller ones, they're going to fall through. Oh, they might not. They're going to be so small, shed guy won't even realise they're actually a shape. He'll think it's a scrap. Again, I can just ease in any points with the point of my tool, my Appliquick tool. Or I could do it when I'm stitching. I'm just going to iron that. The black mats you can iron on as well, so that's good. And there's my little weeny tiny one. Very tiny. There's my fingernail. See how small it is? All right, so one other way we can do it, if that's freaking you out because they're so small, is we can use the 2 layers of paper and then take an applique needle and some thread, strong thread. And I've got glue all over my fingers because I was doing them so small. The trick would be not to do the small circles. Yeah, I know, but we all like a challenge, don't we? It was a new one, Bev, but you might be hotter over there than me. I never have an issue with that because I guess we don't get that hot. Okay, so what we can do is with our 2 layers of paper, and I probably should have left a bit more seam allowance than this, is now do a little running stitch, because when I pull it up, it might just fray out. We'll see. Yeah, I should have left just a bit more seam allowance for this method. All right, and then I simply pull up that gathering stitch. Like that. And there's our little circle gathered around. Like we used to do it over perfect circles or over sequins I used to do years ago. And then you'd have to pop that little sequin or the mylar circle out. Now the paper's in there, it just stays in there. So if you're scared of gluing those little tiny ones, then just try the 2 layers and gather it up. And no, I'm not going to do a whole quilt of 1/4 inch circles. But if you do remember, I am doing my Practice Makes Perfect quilt of circles. I've been doing that for several years. I've got several hundred, if not 1,000 done of those. And I think I do have, I go down to a 1/4 inch in them, but the whole quilt's not out of 1/4 inch, that's for sure. I'm watching you while walking out of cramp my left leg. Oh dear. Hexie's going to get the 1/4 inch papers and tell us how small they were. And I went, no. Actually, the 1/4 inch papers are really easy, Sharon, if they're iron on leave-ins, because it's just one push for each side. Bye, Janet. Good luck. Yeah, a lot of people, Helen, you're up in North Queensland though, aren't you? So a lot of people keep it in the fridge when they're in warmer areas. I don't have that issue down here. We never get quite that hot. So mine are okay. But I know people, in in warmer areas, do keep it in the fridge. Yes, Judy, that's when the tools come in handy, because not everyone's hands, mine are even getting there. That good. So that's when the tools come in really handy. Too big? Yep, try the tools. There's always a place for tools. Calm oil, can buy it from chemists. Okay, there you go. There's a tip for you, Gidget. Okay, so that's all I've got to show you tonight. That's enough of a challenge. Thankfully, I didn't embarrass myself, and I managed to do all those little circles, as tiny as they were. And I have nothing else to show you. There's a few secret squirrel things I've been working on, and then a few do when I've got nothing else to do projects. But I think that's all I brought home. So we've got those lovely fabrics. Oh, I need to put all the links in, don't I? So let's put all those links in. So Tim Holtz fabrics. Always, that's very slow to put them in. I've got our black mats I've just put in. 1/4-inch bias makers if you've been looking for one. Appliquick tools. And take your pick. Barb, the gin was my nice. Remember the naughty or nice box, the Christmas box that I had a couple of weeks ago, and I had the naughty? Well, this is the nice. Okay. Didn't think ever had nothing to do. I know, Tracy, but it's not nothing to do, but it's nothing prepped, ready to do at that minute. So that's, yeah. Well, I mean, I could go and do some housework. I could go and do some exercise, probably pull a weed or two, but no, yes, when I've got nothing prepped, ready to go. Oh no, it was only 18 today. We had a cold snap, Deborah. Not warm enough for the pool at all. Oh, great, Gidget, it's perfect. See, it solves so many issues. The paper, I wouldn't do it any other way. Oh, marmalade and toast. Didn't that go in? Okay, I'll put that in. There we are. There's the marmalade and toast mix. Okay, so we best draw our winner. Can you remember this one, Donna or Lauren? And Vicky, I saw your email. I'm not sure if Jo emailed you a prize before she left or not, but it's sitting there, so we'll get to you. We will get to you. Okay, let's get a winner. Oh, did that work? Don't think so. There's a lot of heads in that jar tonight. It's very tiny. Where did I get my gun from? Oh, which gun mug? Oh, my gin? My gin, maybe, you mean? I'm thinking maybe that was meant to be gin, not gun. I didn't have a gun anymore. Gin, okay. It is, it's Drifter's End Distilling Company. I think I got it at the Christmas market. It was a box of 3 little ones. Oh, no. The post office gave it to us. That's a gift. Lena Valley Post Office, our amazing, wonderful post office. They gave Jo and I a box each of 3 little bottles of gin, which is very nice. But it's Drifter's End Distillery out at Campania. You run out of things to do, Tracy. You've got another 2 weeks to go, week and a half. I had a gun only when I grew up on the farm, Fiona. And in the army, I had a gun. None of the links are showing. I saw them come up here. They're showing in the comments here. All right, that winner still didn't go, did it? Let me try again. I'm trying to click on the right winner button, but it's very small. There we are. Can anyone tell me that name? Because I cannot see it. Why is it so small today? Let me get rid of this. Hide that. Jeannie Pearson. Jeannie Pearson, are you here still? Maybe just not watching the comments in order. Maybe they're out of order, the links. 1 week to go. Jeannie, still here? Jeannie, are you still here? Are you still here, Jeannie? Yes, you're still there. Okay. Shoot an email. Probably an email will be best. Or a message if you can, but poor Lauren's not going to be able to be tracking everything. So an email is probably better. So just go office@hugsandkisses.net and just let her know that you won. And if you're going to order anything, she'll put a prize in with what you order. If not, we'll just send you a virtual prize. All right. Have a great week, everyone. Kim, did you start on Sunday? I saw you there early, and then, oh no, I think I have seen you post a photo afterwards, but I'm pretty sure that was you. I remember seeing. So well done, Jeannie, and we will see you all next week. The family's finally quietened down, so maybe they've all gone home. Not quite sure. Hi, Edel. We're just about to finish. I'll have to watch on catch up. But yeah, have a good stitchy week. And we will see you all same time, same place next week with sound, hopefully, from the start. And enjoy your week. Okay, bye for now.